Hi everyone, good afternoon. For today, again, thank you for tuning in. And today, my special guest is Reina.
Hi.
And then I would have Reina introduce herself. She's also one of the librarians, and she's the youngest. And I call her Button because she is cute as a button. She is a lovely young lady, and then she's also a very good librarian. So kids, like everyone else, we keep on saying, if you have questions after this one, after the video, you can ask Reina anything, and we'll make sure that she'll give you answers with the questions that you're gonna ask Reina. Okay, so Reina, I know you come from another state. Oh, but before that one first, I'll let Reina introduce herself.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm Reina. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an information services librarian at Providence Public Library, and I'm from California.
Okay, is there anything you can tell us about California and why you moved to Rhode Island? Because California is a big state.
California is very big.
And Rhode Island is the smallest state in the United States. So it just makes me wonder why. And I know there's so much in Rhode Island that is really pretty, but at the same time, so is California. So maybe Reina can give us some little bit of background what California is.
Yeah, so I grew up in Southern California, which is the very bottom half of the state, in a tiny town called Menifee. It's very, very, very sunny and very hot there. Like I think it would get up to like 110 degrees in like during the summertime, which is very different than Rhode Island. And then I did my undergrad at Mills College, which is in the Bay Area, which is Northern California, so not as hot. I mean, summer still gets up there in temperature for sure, but I think Northern California has nicer weather if you like kind of like gloomy days, gloomy mornings, but cardigan weather. I moved to Rhode Island because I wanted to become a librarian, and I wasn't sure what school I wanted to go to. I was living in Virginia for a year, and I applied to Simmons and I applied to URI for library school, and I got into both of them, but Rhode Island is a lot cheaper, so I was like, I'll move to Rhode Island, and I can always just take a train to Boston.
Yeah, actually, she's one of the smartest as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I tell you, we have a lot of smart librarians here, and she's a very good asset and additional to the library. And she is really, really a very nice librarian. So
I try.
And if you have questions, don't use AI. You can ask Reina, and then she'll really help you. Not your homework or assignments, okay? Not your projects even, but
I can try.
Yeah, she's really very smart. So, Reina, do you like to read?
Oh, I love to read. That is actually, I know people are like, that's not a good enough reason to become a librarian, but that is one of the things that helped me decide, like, this is what I want to do. Because so for my undergrad, I studied math, and I like went to a program for math afterwards, and I was just still trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I was like, I love to read. I'm constantly reading. Like, I should do something with that. And I did not want to do like publishing or anything like that. And I was like, I'll work at a library because libraries are safe spaces for people. And yeah, I really enjoy doing that. But I do love to read. I was a little bit off topic there. I love reading. I'm constantly reading romance novels. I even have a science fiction fantasy book club. So love to read.
I'm surprised that you didn't become a mathematician teacher instead.
I know. I love math, but I don't want to do it all the time. Reading, I want to do all the time.
Yeah. So we're going to back up a little bit. Okay, so as far as you can remember, how young were you when you started reading, and what's your favorite book that you can remember, or books that you wanted to share?
I mean, I've always loved reading. I always went to the library growing up when I was younger. Me and my two siblings and my parents would all go to the like local library. I can't remember like children's books like that you read to like kindergartners that I love. I mean, I'm a big fan of Chicka Chicka Boom Boom.
That's a good one.
But like I can distinctly remember in like first and second grade like reading the Magic Tree House books, reading Judy Judy Blume, Junie B. Jones, like Dear Dumb Diary. Like I grew up loving all of those books. Yeah, I've always been a reader. I like read anything and everything, like voracious reader all of the time. So.
Oh, okay. So up to now that you're grown up, I guess you still find time to read.
Oh
right?
yeah, I just got back from lunch and I went for a walk in to read. So
Yeah, so I'm so glad that you like to read and that you were able to share the books that you know, so you kids, you can read the books that REINA is reading. Also at the same time, do you have any special characters that you like as you were growing up, like maybe a cartoon character or, you know, like as far as you can remember and the reason why you like that cartoon character, or can you relate to it, you know?
I don't know if I like know so many like cartoon characters. I mean, like from books, I should say.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't think of any that I liked, but I did like SpongeBob, which is not a book, but I did grow up watching that show and Hey Arnold and all that, and I liked those things growing up.
Okay, yeah, I love SpongeBob too. I mean, on my days that I am down, those are the times that I watch him because he made me laugh and encourages me. And did your parents read to you when you were growing up, or you just read by yourself?
So I mean, I think like as I got like older, like first and second grade, like I was a pretty strong reader, and so they didn't need to read to me anymore. But I would like read out loud to them. But like when I was growing up, they definitely read a lot to me.
Okay, so do you and your siblings read, or just you?
Just me.
Just you? And do they ask you why you love to read or something, or?
No, I mean we all had our own separate things that we were into growing up. Like my oldest brother like was very into like music and would constantly play his like trombone and guitar as he got older. My other brother was very into video games and sports, and so would do stuff like that. And then I always just was like, I want to go to the library, I want to read.
So reading then relaxes you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like the only hobby I have, unfortunately. Like, I wish I could read, or not read, I wish I could like write or draw or like any of the other hobbies people have, but I've always just gravitated towards reading. It's always what I want to do when I like get home and stuff.
Okay, well, you know, the best thing is that reading is really one of the good things that can make your brain work, or not work, but kind of really helps you, I think, motivates you with a lot of things. So now, do you have any motto or a code that you live by or grow by when you were growing up?
Yeah, I actually got this one. I can't remember what book this is from, but basically one of the characters was like, don't borrow problems from tomorrow. And so basically like if you're fine today, you don't have any problems, don't look for problems to have in like the future, and just like be content with what's going on today. So
That's
I
a
really
very
like that
good one. I really
Yeah.
like that one. I never heard of it, but it's a really good one to apply with. Yeah, that why would you think of like problems that's not there, right?
Yeah.
And then you just kind of do deal with what's today, right?
Exactly.
So, do you have any encouragement to the kids, like words you can, you know, give them in regards to reading?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Obviously,
just
I'm
basically
biased,
I
but
just basically encourage them.
I think reading is awesome, and I know I said that I grew up reading, and I am a librarian, and I still love to read. But like, if you don't like reading, I guarantee you have not found the right book. So you should go to your local library, talk to your children's routines librarian, see if they can help you find what you're looking for, because there are books that cover superheroes, racing, like military stuff, like all bunches of different genres that you can think of. Like if you're like saying, oh, I prefer watching TV or movies, I guarantee you that there's probably a book that like fits exact kind of like movie or TV show that you're into that you could try and read. And if reading feels overwhelming, or like there's a lot of words that you don't know, just take 10 to 20 minutes a day to just sit down and read, underline the words you don't know, and just go back to it. And it gets much, much easier as you get older.
Okay, so now as we close, I'm just gonna ask Miss Reina if
Mhm.
she could recommend some books that you can start with reading. If she have like one or two, I mean, I know she have a lot of lists
I
probably, but
have so
maybe
many.
there is something that you can try. I mean, sort of they should try and see it
If I
could
like
work.
it.
Yeah, they would like it. If you
Uh,
have anything in mind, I know you have a lot.
I do. There's so many that as I said earlier, Junie B. Jones, Judy Blume, and The Magic Tree House are my favorites. If you like scenery changing all of the time, The Magic Tree House, they go to a new place like every single book, and like they find all of these places through a book through which called Morgan Le Fay. And I think they're still adding to that series. Like it's pretty old, but I think that they're still continuing to publish. So, and I think Magic Tree House is for book like people that are around second, third grade age, so maybe like around 8 or so. I'm not a children's librarian,
Yeah.
so forgive me for this. And then also Captain Underpants, always a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
That one's always fun and silly and goofy, and I also really just like the friendship aspect of Captain Underpants. What else can I think of? If you're in like middle school age, so if you're like 11, 12, 13, I highly recommend Percy Jackson and the Olympian series or anything by, I can't remember if his last name, it's like Gordon Rydick,
Yes.
or something like that. He has like a book imprint, and so all of his books are like pretty awesome, and the books that he publishes are also pretty awesome. So if you like Greek gods, mythology, and stuff like that, I'd recommend checking that out.
Wow, so you have a lot of few choices that, you know, see, I told you, she's good. She said she's not a children's librarian, but still a lot came out, right? So anyway, again, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank
and
you,
Miss
guys.
Reina, thank you so much for the privilege of your time.
Yeah, thank you, Emily.
And also, this will not be the last that you'll see Miss Reina. You'll be able to see her again because when you send in your questions, she will be answering it. So thank you again. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in and hope to see you again soon. Bye.